Hello Whovians and welcome back to the main channel. Today we're reviewing, I think, I'll remember by the time I title it, but I think this is episode 2 of series 14, Space Babies, and straight after we'll be reviewing episode 3, The Devil's Cord. Now, for anyone in the UK wondering what time I'm recording this review, what time we're recording this review, then here's the answer. Now, I did stay up till midnight to watch it. It is currently 1:54 AM on Saturday the 11th of May as I record this review. So I'm recording this review, finishing this review, recording the next review, then editing them all at the same time, and hopefully uploading them today, straight after, so that I'm all caught on the bandwagon. Now, this will contain spoilers. I also need to stop doing the word now. This will contain spoilers for Space Babies. Space Babies is an interesting episode because you start by, as a long-time Doctor Who fan, not really liking it, but then you end the episode and you love it, right? So it's one of those, because it's trying to reintroduce Doctor Who to audiences that previously might have not seen it, because BBC America wasn't as popular as a channel than Disney Plus. So it being on Disney Plus, it's a way for new audiences to get into it. So this was more of a introduction to the show to new audiences. So the beginning bit, for me personally, felt a little bit too fast, just so we could get to the plot. Like rushing through all the key details that was given, rushing through the point of who the Doctor is, what the TARDIS is, and all the key details that a new Doctor Who fan will need to know. And I feel like the Space Babies themselves were hilarious, right? My favourite Space Baby, because they've got names, was Eric, right? I'll admit this now. Eric was hilarious. You couldn't go wrong. First of all, he's called Eric, and you can't go wrong with that. So, what I like about the episode is that they utilise spaceship, they utilise the Doctor not knowing what's going on, and then they utilise the mystery that we still don't know who Ruby is. So it just works really well. My favourite bit in the episode is every segment of Eric. The Space Baby Eric hanging about. The Bogeyman as a villain isn't really... Well, I don't want to spoil the ending per se, but the Bogeyman is an interesting concept, because I don't want to say villain, because technically through most of it, villain is the correct word to use, but at certain points villain just stops becoming the correct word to use. And I think that the concept of these babies being able to talk utilised that concept of the Boss Baby. The American film Boss Baby was really successful, so having that in a sci-fi setting, using that as a comedy angle, talking babies is what I mean, that makes it more funnier and fits the comic element of this plot. And I feel like the episode in itself is amazing. The Bogeyman looks incredible. I like how Millie Gibson as Ruby Sunday doesn't... A lot of companions do this in their first proper episode, after their introductory episode. They just don't bat an eye and just go with it. But because Ruby had been dumped with all this information, Ruby's now got more of an idea who they are, what they are, and all this for the Doctor. And you get the sense of mystery over what is Ruby thinking, and should she really trust him, and whilst we're in this spaceship with all these babies, do we really know what's going on? And that is just absolutely brilliant, the dynamic. And Jocelyn, the nanny, let's just call her Nanny. The nanny as a part of the computer also works really well. And I personally really think that this episode works on all the levels that it needs to, all the levels that it wants to. And I do think my favourite moment, which is heavily spoiler, so if you've not seen the episode, if you're in the UK, go watch it now on BBC iPlayer, or if you're in the rest of the world, go watch it now on Disney Plus. Or if you're waiting to watch it live when it broadcasts here in the UK, don't watch this review at all. This will be a major spoiler. I like the element of, so we don't know who Ruby is, right? We know this, and that's nothing new at this point. But what we don't know is how Church of Ruby Road, the whole mother element is going to link through the series. And that moment where the Doctor looks and sees Church of Ruby Road again, that scene, but with an added bonus, the snow forming into the shot, is A, excellent sci-fi, B, excellent CGI, and I can't wait to find out how that was made on Doctor Who Unleashed, which I will be watching the moment I'm finished reviewing these whilst I'm editing these reviews. And I'll be editing mine back to back, so whilst this is uploading, the next one will be editing because I'm recording them back to back. So, overall, to round off this review, because I'm reviewing two, so it's going to be a shorter review. Overall, I wouldn't say this is the best episode of Doctor Who ever, because it's trying to introduce Doctor Who. I listen to Must Watch, which is a Radio 5 Live, BBC Radio 5 Live podcast. Radio 5 Live for international viewers is a radio station here in the UK. And they talked about how Devil's Chord was better than Space Babies, but Space Babies was there to reintroduce and to introduce new audiences to the show, so it wasn't supposed to be this incredibly in-depth, incredibly moving episode. It's supposed to be a bang, 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 here's what's going on, here's what the show's about, here's the feeling of the show, and here you go. And I think it did its job. It did the job that it came to do, and at the same time, it did enough to certify itself as an amazing episode. So, that is my review of Space Babies. Join me after this review to review Devil's Chord, which is technically the first episode to bring in long-time viewers, not trying to reintroduce this dynamic, whilst also trying to give some background elements of what happened since we left him in the Christmas episode. Thank you guys for watching. Time to out. Bye! Don't forget to subscribe to the official Tom Mason YouTube channel.